Hello and welcome to the ChatGPT for Beginners course. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you to this course. And let's talk about this course, what it is about, the contents you can expect, and anything else you should know to get the most out of this course. So this course consists of 15 videos, and I have really taken a lot of time and effort and work to present to you what I believe is the most extensive ChatGPT course on the market. I really recommend you that you follow the course video by video. Maybe you're already an advanced user, then you could just go to the videos that are most interesting to you, maybe specific features or aspects. But I really made this course for every beginner and anyone interested in ChatGPT, which is just also the most popular and most fundamental generative AI tool we would have right now. So you can become a master by the end of this course. Hence, ideally, you watch video by video in the order in which they're enumerated so you can get the learnings you need to level up. I will cover theory first. I promise to keep it as short as necessary, but I will be as detailed as necessary because I'm a firm believer that if you need to have some fundamental understanding of how generative AI tools like ChatGPT work, so you can use them in everyday life or at work and get the most out of it. But we will talk about many practical examples. I will always give you use cases. We're going to look at some practical examples. So I go live prompt ChatGPT to show you how everything works. And what I'll already tell your prompt is I really, really recommend or urge you to pay the $20 a month, at least up to the current price, to get yourself a ChatGPT Plus subscription. Because only with a ChatGPT Plus subscription, you have access to the amazing features we are going to be talking about, like generating images, analyzing or visualizing code, the GPT Store, or creating your own custom GPTs. Before we begin, let me say I'm usually rather a slow speaker, so some of you might want to watch these videos at 1.5 or double speed. And as long as it works for you and you can follow along, please just do that. I thought I wouldn't try to speed up my voice because I want everyone to be able to follow along. And maybe especially in the beginning, it can be a bit overwhelming. I might cover too much information. Maybe I use some words you're not familiar with yet. So just, always feel free to speed up, but make sure you can follow along. Return to the videos that were not clear to you. There's a few advanced videos about custom GPTs in your GPT Store on maybe the basic prompting or maybe the concept of tokens. Token emits at the context window. They can be a bit overwhelming and complicated at first, but just return a second or third time, show you understand all of it. Yeah, generally I would just recommend you unless you if you really don't have a ChatGPT account yet, then go register right now. And you would just follow along with each video that you're doing. Ideally, watch the video in its entirety, then go to ChatGPT and play around with the stuff you have just learned. That's the way to get the most out of this course. So let's start about these sessions of this course. Session 1 will be just an introduction to ChatGPT. I will give you some basic information. What is ChatGPT? What is it not? What has GPT 3.5, GPT 4? What is a prompt? How does ChatGPT roughly work? Those are like the real basics that we need to cover to make sure we're all on the same page. To session 2, we'll go over the ChatGPT interface, where all the important buttons are, where the features are, if you need to make changes, just so that you have a great overview of that cockpit. It is like making yourself familiar with a new cockpit that you're going to be sitting in a lot. Session 3 is basic prompting guide. Prompting is giving ChatGPT instructions or asking questions in such a way that it will give you the output that you want. So that's what it looked from them. Session 4 is like very basic use cases, just to show you how you can use ChatGPT to write all kinds of texts from emails to naming pages to essays to presentations and so on. I think that's very interesting and exciting use case, and it can be very useful in everyday life and work for you. But to show you that ChatGPT can do much more, we'll look at some other use cases like planning a trip, working with cooking recipes, and other things. Version 6, the ChatGPT app, something that I think is often overlooked. You can install the ChatGPT app for your smartphone on iOS and Android. And the ChatGPT app offers some benefits and useful features that you can't use so much with the desktop version, because with the app, you always have ChatGPT with you. You can take pictures and upload them to be analyzed. You can just talk into the app and have your basically use it for transcription, or you don't need to type your prompt. You can just speak it. You can have almost a voice call with ChatGPT, which is also really nice. So we'll cover that. Session 7 to 12. Session 7 will be about custom instructions, which is a small, nice features so that you can set up or configure ChatGPT so that it will have more information about you, maybe your age, your family, or maybe the style of conversation you prefer. Those are just some basic settings so that ChatGPT will give outputs that are more applicable and relevant to you. Session 8, that's a very interesting and exciting one. We'll look at creating images inside ChatGPT, from photorealistic images to book covers to illustrations for the next blog post and so on. Session 9, how to analyze images with DALL-E 3, which is the image model inside ChatGPT, where you can, for example, just take an image of your office or of your living room and ask ChatGPT to analyze your interior design, key recommendations, how it could look better, and everything else. Session 10, live web browsing. How can you use ChatGPT to access the live internet so that it is always using the most up-to-date information and can turn today's news or today's information into relevant outputs for you. Session 11, analyzing data with code interpreter. How can you use ChatGPT to analyze data, to analyze spreadsheets, to visualize data, or to work with code to fix weak bugs in your code? Session 12, we'll look at the most common errors that you can encounter when you work with ChatGPT and how you can fix them. Session 13, the GPT Store and building custom GPTs. We will look at the GPT Store, how it works, what you can find there. We'll discuss custom GPTs in great detail, how you can build your own, and also look at some of the amazing custom GPTs that are already out there that will give you immense new utility from your ChatGPT Plus subscription. Session 14 is a more technical one, but a very important one. I really recommend you to go through. We'll talk about tokens, token limits, and context window, which is very important to understand how you work with ChatGPT, why maybe your prompt is too long for ChatGPT, and how you can interact with ChatGPT to make sure it always understands the context of your conversation, so that if you have a very long conversation, it will still take into account all of the information you have given it before or the context of the conversation beforehand, and how you can get long or short outputs depending on your use case. All right, we have a lot to cover. So again, please feel free to watch this at 1.5 or 2x speed. Just make sure you get the most out of it.